Welcome back. Another tutorial in R. This time we're going to be creating scatter plots. First we're going to read in the data that we've been using on the prior exercises, and that's the Google correlation information by state. So let's read it in, and we can see up here we have 51 observation of 9 variables. Again, the 51 observations is from 50 states plus the District of Columbia. Let's look at the names once again. You can see down here we have state, state code, data viz, so forth. And let's look at the structure. And again, we've seen this before. And there's what the data file looks like. So the question on hand now is there an association between the percentage of people in a state with folks with college degrees and interest in the data visualization searches in Google? So let's plot this thing on a standard plot. We're going to look at the degree versus the data visualization. And there we have it. We can see just roughly as folks have degrees, there's an increased interest in the data visualization aspect. So let's clean this thing up a little bit by adding some titles and changing circles and labels and so forth. There's a lot of interesting things here. You could spend, a couple of years in your career to try to get to the bottom of all the things you can do on a plot. But these are the basic sort of things. All right, let's clean it up a little bit. Let's see, we changed the label, we put a header on it, and we changed a bunch of things. So now, once we have that, well, again, we can still see that trend as the population with college degrees increases, the searches on Google for data visualization increases. So let's add a couple fit lines. The first fit line is, you've seen this probably many times before in your career, is that a linear regression line. And notice that in the arguments in the, by the way, the LM means linear model. In the linear model function, you can see that the order of operations is the Y parameter goes first, and then the X parameter goes second. So let's run that. Regression line. And all we did was add the red regression line. And again, although you could have seen it in the scatter plot, this definitely puts a positive trend upward as folks have college degrees, interest in data visualization. There's another methodology I want to introduce, and that is something called the Loess smoothing model. The Loess smoothing line is different than something called LOESS, which is totally different. I actually teach a course in graph theory, and I do a lot of the visualization models of the topologies using Loess. It just has a bunch of different things. Again, the LOWESS is different than the LOESS. As we've mentioned several times before, many different ways to skin a cat. And just for right now, we're going to introduce the LOWESS model. And you can see down here, notice that it's different than the linear regression model in that the arguments are X and Y versus Y and X in that order. So you have to swap the order here. So we're going to run this thing, and I believe the default value for the fit, which is an F parameter, which I do not have on this function right here, I believe it's 2/3. So let's run it. So there you can see that it tried to smooth it out and try to do a couple of things to match with the increased data. And I suggest doing a lot of reading on this if you care to, and just playing around a little bit on different smoothing parameters. I'm going to actually put in the fitted parameter as well as a lined width parameter. Notice the first line here, I have the F equals 0.33 relative to the 2/3 default, which means it's a looser fitted line. And then the second line of code has a tighter fit with F equals 0.8. And notice I changed the colors from magenta to green, and I kept the width the same at 2. So let's run it. Okay, you can see that it's a looser fit based on the trend of the data. This Loess, L-O-W-E-S, is I hate to use the word loosely, but it's loosely modeling a moving average function, although mathematicians would argue with me on that, but loosely, that's why I said loosely. And then I'm going to make a tighter fit on this next command, and you can see that the green guy is a little bit tighter than the magenta. Okay, hope that helps. Hope you learned something. Ciao.